I attracted that into my life, and now I have become that. And what all of those people have in common is that once you get that first win, you get the ball rolling. It start off real slow, and you're gonna know it start off slow because your mindset won't be developed enough to understand that, all right, I'm moving now. This is momentum. It ain't the best momentum. It ain't the momentum that I'm going for or the momentum that I hope that it would be, but it's momentum nonetheless. And once you start moving that rock, once you start going down that hill, you're going to be moving a lot of force trying to get that jump to the downhill part. But once you actually get to that slope, it's going to roll on its own. So what people don't understand is that little momentum, that small win, very small win, you got to come from humble beginners. That small win from the start is going to be the very momentum that's going to pull you into the stratosphere if you let it.
What are you doing today that makes you better than the person you were yesterday? That is part of the Ascension brand. That is the motto, the heart of what we stand for. When I pass away, I want people to know. I want people to remember me, not for the time that I spent on this planet, but for the things that I have done to contribute to society. My mama raised a loser, but I broke the chains. I wasn't made to be.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Dirty Trunk Podcast, where the elephant is always welcome and hard conversations about growth and motivation is the name of the game.
Yes. Amen.
Happy New Year's. Starting off, Happy New Year's, everybody. I hope everybody's coming into this new year blessed and ready to, aim for success. How you been, man?
Oh man, I've been good, man. I've just been trying to chill out for the most part. Just kind of laying low and and tricking myself into not working. Cause yeah, y'all. Yesterday I was having a conversation with Lee, and she was like, she said something that kind of hit me a little bit, and I was like, I don't know, man. Maybe I need to not work right now. Like maybe I just need to chill and just like disconnect a little bit and just relax for a change. Like I never really got a chance to relax, but we had a little table talk kind of thing for our YouTube channel last night, and during the course of me having the conversation, I realized exactly why I couldn't unplug and relax, and I addressed that thing on the spot. And, we might end up talking about that. So more in this episode, but yeah. How you been, man? What's your Christmas been looking like, man? Like
Pretty good. Actually using one of the gifts right now.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, y'all can't see it, but my girl, she got me one of those curved Samsung monitors.
Okay.
Yeah.
Moving on up in the world, I see you.
Finally, what was it? Yesterday, I had got a splitter for it, cause now I can use two monitors. For some reason, there's a HDMI output on the back of the computer, which they said it's where that's the motherboard part, and you don't hook up to the motherboard. And I'm just like, why is it there?
Because your motherboard got onboard graphics, but if you use the graphics from the graphics card, then that's the graphics that you're supposed to use. That's your new graphics processor. So if you use graphics from your motherboard, then your motherboard, you pretty much just bottlenecking your computer because your graphics is going to be coming from the motherboard and not the graphics processor where it's supposed to be coming from. So that's why. You can use it, but just don't expect the high quality 4K results from your motherboard because your motherboard ain't designed for that. Yeah.
True.
I use it on the studio computer all the time though. It's like it don't even really make a difference, honestly.
But mine's just, like, it won't play at all because I tried unhooking both of them and plugging it straight to the motherboard to see if it was like one of them might be taking priority over the other or something.
Yeah.
And Didn't work out that way.
Oh.
But yeah, Christmas was good. Got an air fryer, so
Air
gonna be using
fryer.
that
Oh,
air fryer.
okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
used that recently on some chicken tenders. They came out crisp, perfect, succulent.
All right,
Oh my
man.
god!
Let's not go there. Let's not talk about food right now. I ain't eat breakfast yet.
Come on,
You know,
man.
bro. I actually slept in today.
Come on.
Yeah,
What?
I slept in
Damn,
today.
Matt slept in.
I mean, it was hard though. It was hard. Like I
What a
felt like
fireworks.
I felt like I spent more energy trying to stay asleep than I would just waking up.
I feel it. I feel it.
Still woke up before the alarm though, but you know.
True.
It is.
A thing with like working hard and all that. It's a good thing to put in that type of time, but it's also, key to just chill out and relax.
Have that balance.
Yeah.
That balance, right.
It actually it goes a long way, man. Giving your brain some time to relax and deboggle everything that you're putting in. It helps you actually think a little clearer.
Yeah.
I remember a show. There was the scientists. It was two scientists, and one dude was always figuring out stuff before the other scientists, and basically he was the top dog. But he doesn't work as hard as everyone.
Ooh.
I'm not gonna say as hard as everyone. He might have worked hard, but it's he has that healthy balance that he takes a break here.
He showed it a little bit different.
Yeah. He goes out with his family, goes on walks and all this other stuff, and the scientists below him asks, how come, you've gotten this far with the work you've done or whatever, and he's just that healthy balance. Give your brain time to relax and just figure things out on its own. Sometimes you find your most, hard questions. You find those answers to those in society itself, in life itself. So yeah.
It's kind of funny that you even ended it with that statement right there. You find the answers to your hardest questions in just your day-to-day life, because most people don't even realize when you watching TV, bro, most of the shows that you watch on TV, movies and everything, bro, even commercials, they be trying to give you principles. And most people, they look at TV like entertainment, so they don't even be catching them joints. I be watching movies and I be like, yo, did you just catch that? I can make a whole, we were watching something last night. It was completely, I can't even remember what we were watching. And I was looking at, Inside Out. You ever seen Inside Out? The Disney Pixar movie about the emotions that was inside the girl head, bro.
Yeah,
I was yo, I can have a whole podcast about this one little movie, this Disney movie about a girl dealing with depression. I was yo, I bet you most people watched this joint and didn't even realize that this little girl was having depression. That's what depression looked like. I was yo, how did people just watch this joint and they did not catch that? There were human beings just like you and I who watched that movie with their kids because the movie was colorful, it was animated. It was all right, cool. This is gonna keep them to shut up for a minute. I was come on, bro. It was all type of nuggets in that movie, bro. It's crazy.
But Disney movies be like that though.
Yeah, man. The first time I realized that I was watching, I think it was Sausage Party.
That's not Disney, brother.
I know. But Sausage Party was trying to tell us a lot, dog. Let's not mess around with it. Sausage Party was trying to tell us a lot, dog, and nobody really paid attention to it. But yeah, I like to say that I'm glad that we are on doing this episode, even though it's a holiday. I know New Year's Day. I know we had the idea of I had the idea and didn't follow up on it, and I'm glad I didn't. But doing the best of episode, I heard something last night because I'm an avid listener to Secret to Success podcast with my boy E.T., the hip hop preacher, and CJ on that joint was just like everybody out here doing the best of episodes, and we actually out here working. I was like, all right, you know what? And as soon as he sent me that, I was reading your message about getting on today, and I was like, that's the stars lining up right there. That's the stars lining up. Like I'm glad about that. Yeah,
Awesome.
man. People getting together and working, bro. I like that. Like, yo, for real.
Thanks.
Like while everybody else out here playing, they talking about they about to sit down and eat some black eyed peas and stewed tomatoes for New Year's, bro. Like we out this show still recording, bro. I love it.
What is that? Because Courtney, she mentioned that, and I was like, I have never heard of that before.
For real?
I have black eyed peas and tomatoes.
Bro, for
what
real?
Is that?
Bro, like my mom did that. My mom has been doing that every year since I've been born, bro. Black eyed peas, stewed tomatoes, and chitlins.
Oh no! Oh no! You lost me at chitlins.
Oh, for real?
Black eyed peas.
Bro, you from the country, dog?
Like, I have never ate chitlins in my life. Like I don't even like when my mom make neck bones. She be in the kitchen, I be on the other side of the house. I can't do it. Smell,
you ain't about to sit here tell me you don't like a good plate of neck bones and potatoes. Throw some hot sauce on it, man. Come on, bro.
Can't do it.
You hurt my feelings, man. You hurt my feelings, bro. You from the country, dog. Like that ain't.
That don't mean I gotta eat everything from the country.
Bro, you hurt my feelings, man. Oh man, but yo, for real.
Yeah, man, I enjoy.
On to a serious note. Let's spin this conversation, man. I want to like, and I know we talk about it all the time, but it's something special about the new year where you can actually like break everything down, what you learned from the previous joint, especially last year 2020. It's something that you can actually like sit down and talk about when it comes to like your goal setting for the new year. And I've been talking about goals for like the last week and a half. Like on every channel that I've been managing has been on goals for the next year, man. Like and I just want to spend this episode talking about goals, why goals is important, because right now on this platform I can open up about goals and as much as I want to, and more than I could have done on any other platform that I've been on. So I would love to talk about that right now, why it's important and what we gonna do for the new year.
Okay.
First of all, we gotta go here, man. We gotta go here. 2020 was a bit of a shit show. We're just gonna go ahead and start there. We're gonna go ahead and start there. 2020 was a bit of a shit show, and though it was a bit of a shit show, I learned a lot. I learned a lot from 2020. Can you still hear me?
Yeah, I can say.
Yeah, I learned a lot from 2020, and and it wasn't until I talked to Courtney recently that I got like it took me for a whirlwind. Like something that she said just like put me into a train of thought where I was just like, did I really have these goals? We accomplished a lot this year, but did I really have those goals to accomplish this much this year? And I had to think about it like, no, you didn't. You just did it. Like you went out and made it happen every single day, and you decided that you were going to grow every single day, and that's what caused the growth and the achievements that you created in 2020 alone. And what she said was, I asked her, and I've been asking everybody, what's your goals for the next year? And most people would tell you just straight up, like, I want to do this, I want to do that, I want to do that. They'll give you a laundry list of things that they're gonna do, or or if they unlearn, I'm gonna go ahead and say unlearn, they'll give you their resolutions for the new year. They give you the resolution, the things that they're gonna quit by February.
Yeah.
But when I asked Courtney this, her goal was her answer was, I ain't really got no plans. And you know me, I'm just like, you do what now? Like you what? She was like, no, like she was like, I just want to be a better person and grow. She was like, I didn't plan on doing anything that I accomplished this year, but look at what I accomplished. She was like, I'm a PA now. I never thought I was. She was like, I didn't wake up at the beginning of 2020 thinking that I was going to be one. It just happened, and I worked towards it. I was like, she right. I didn't have that goal either. Like that was never the part or never a part of the plan. I just knew that I just wanted to do more, and I just wanted to talk about that, man. Just like, what did you learn for 2020? Because I'll go there in a second. What did you learn for 2020?
Man, for like, never be afraid to start. Never be afraid to say what's on your mind, to speak out, just to be yourself. A lot of times, you know, I'm that in the shadow type of guy. You know, that I would always think of myself as like that background character, always, you know, kind of putting my 2 cents in. You know, when I find out like there's like a connection with somebody, like how me and Bobby got started talking, which kind of led to, you know, me and you started talking, was
right.
They was talking about Pokemon, and I was like, you know, this Pokemon is pretty dope.
Yeah.
You know, it was a conversation I overheard. But just thinking about it, like if I would have spoke up sooner, how further along would that relationship have been? Always think of yourself in a more positive light. I've learned that also. Again, you know, being the background character, I don't really think, you know, my opinion is too much valued. You know, it's something that's there. You know, people, they either follow it or they don't, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, like there's been a lot of growth within myself and the people around me, and seeing that is just magical. Even my friends, like outside of the circle, have grown like financially, and it's beautiful. It's a great sight to see.
They grown financially?
No.
Exponentially is the word that you were looking for?
Yeah.
Okay.
No,
I was like, they
country
grown
accent.
financially. I'm like, yo, where our financial growth at?
Well, I mean, some of them have. I know one of them, they've started, I think they started flipping vehicles. They'll get them, you know, soup them up, and then, you know, resell them.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, there's some growth in it.
Yeah, I mean, definitely financial growth for you and Courtney. Y'all y'all moved in that house this year, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Y'all moved in the house, and y'all started working on credit, building your credit up, and now everybody now we all talking about jumping into real estate soon. Yeah. So Alyssa and I, Brian, we gave the notice to our apartment complex that we would no longer be living here after April. So I was like, what y'all need? It was like, we need a letter, we need it signed, and we need it dated. I was like, all right, I got you in about 20 minutes. I got you. Like, yeah, like y'all definitely have grown in a sense of in a lot of things, man. Alyssa and I were talking about it last year. She was like, yeah, we talked about something on last year's episode of the Dirty Trunk, and I was like, Marcus and I did. You weren't on that. And she was like, oh, yeah, you're right. And I was like thinking about it, like, think about back like last year around this time, where like how her and Courtney were when we first started this thing. Like they were not like they like getting on camera. Nah, we not doing that. Getting on the microphone. Nah, we not doing that. Give our opinion. Right? Nah, we not doing that. And like I remember even you were like when you said that you've always felt like your opinion doesn't matter, and I was like, well, that's a big goddamn step for somebody who feel like their opinion don't matter to start a podcast. Like that's like it is what it is. Like that's pretty fucking dope. Like you talking about jumping in feet first and just conquering fear, chasing your dreams and creating that goal. Like bro, the picture came up on of us all of us, me, you, Dre, Paris, Justin, all of us, we were out on New Year's 2019 when we said for the first time that we were going to start that podcast, bro. That picture came up and I shared it this morning, bro. Like I was like, yo, this is the very day. This is the picture right here of the day that we talked about this podcast right here, bro. Right here. Like, and it's amazing all of the things that we've come to since then. And all of the things that we have planned right now. Like, people don't even understand the amount of growth that we have coming up right now. They don't even get it. They don't even understand. They can't even fathom the amount of growth that we have right now. Yeah, man. You know, podcast.
Whew. Just said a lot, man. Got me thinking, got me reminiscing, man. But that's a good thing. And I think people take it for granted, or they don't do too much of it, that self-reflection and looking back on their accomplishments.
Yeah.
Because I remember, I forget who it was, but like they done graduated, they done like did all these extracurricular like projects and stuff in school, and then once they graduate, they're just like, oh, you know, but I only got this diploma for all my hard work. But I'm just like, look at what you did. Look at the programs you were in that you know, you spoke to people about. You spoke to people in those programs. Look at all the lives that you've touched and changed. Like, you know, even though you got that piece of paper, you know, put it in a plaque, put it on the wall. That's something that you did. You put it on the wall. You see it every day. You came that far.
Yeah.
And just grow on it. Like, use that as a foundation to, you know, do the many more things you want to do that you can look back on.
And I think this year, 2020, just linking up with you, man, in small, subtle ways, you kind of taught me to idolize even your small victories.
Yes.
Like take all of those things into account, that these are things that you've done. And you just said it, like just that accomplishment, even though you don't feel like it's a huge accomplishment, it's an accomplishment nonetheless. You can use that to build off of, and that's something that I learned this year. Just doing this podcast, like, yo, every week we blessed enough to have the wherewithal and the health and the time and the space to record this podcast, and that's an accomplishment in of itself. So everything that comes subsequently is an accomplishment and a goal that we can be proud of. So because it takes a lot to do what we do, even though it don't look like a lot. It takes a lot. Like we get on this every week and we give out free content. Like, it takes a lot to do that. It's free. It's free. Right. Ain't nobody got to pay a dime for this. Like, we get up, we take the time out of our day to do this. And for that reason, like, yo, like that's an accomplishment in of itself. And it took me up until probably like episode 40 something when I figured that out. Like, yo, you got to stop, pay attention, and listen to the things that's going on around you, and get some kind of satisfaction out of the things that you're doing. So yeah,
I feel it. Yeah, because, man, like small victories lead up to even bigger accomplishments. I think this year I'm gonna try a lot to, like, I don't want to say like plan out, but like get more organized with the stuff. So like, say this accomplishment or this victory leads up to this, which will have that, you know, that domino effect or that snowball effect, and it just gets bigger and bigger until it's like something great. I think everyone should, like, just to themselves, just like kind of reflect on 2020. And I know it wasn't the best, you know, with COVID and all this other stuff, but 2021 has a lot of opportunities for everything to get better. So
yeah, absolutely. Why do I feel like this episode should post today? I feel like this should post today. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe just Tuesday too late for a New Year's episode. I mean, it's still a New Year. It's cool. Yeah, it's cool. We already put out New Year's post. We you know, this ain't our full-time job yet, so I think I'm good. You know, and all that. This conversation kind of brings me back to a song that Alyssa she hates. She hates hearing this song, but you know,
What?
this one of my bangers when
Mm,
when it comes to just something that just make you want to move. Hey,
mm.
you know who J Rock is, right?
J Rock, J Rock.
The rapper. My
I
dude,
don't
he
think
got this
so.
song. Is a win.
Oh
Fuck
yeah.
everything else.
Win,
Win.
win, win.
Alyssa hate that song. I love that. I love that joint. Every time it come on, I just be like, "Yup, all right, get to work. Get to work." Like I love that joint, bro. And
Mm-hmm.
this, all of this just brings me back to that because ET says something all the time. Like he says something on the UOU, and you probably heard this joint before. He said, "Winners win and losers lose."
Mm-hmm.
Winners win and losers lose. People look like no matter who you are, what you are doing, somebody is looking at something that you are doing as a win.
Mm.
Whether you see it as a win or not, the other people like they're going to look at it as a win or a lose. They're going to
Yep.
look at it as such. So
Mm-hmm.
winning builds momentum. Nobody can explain this. This is just the way the universe works. If you ever watched a movie called The Secret, it's a documentary about the law of attraction. That's the only thing that
Mm.
this genre is talking about. It's just the law of attraction. It's a bunch of rich folks talking about, hey, I used to be broke, but I believe that I can do this. I attracted that spirit of belief to my spirit. I attracted that into my life, and now I have become that. And what all of those people have in common is that once you get that first win, you get the ball rolling. It start off real slow. And you're gonna know it started off slow because your mindset won't be developed enough to understand that, all right, I'm moving now. This is
Mm.
momentum. It ain't the best momentum. It ain't the momentum that I'm going for or the momentum that I hope that it would be, but it's momentum nonetheless. And once you start moving that rock, once you start going down that hill, is you're going to be moving a lot of force trying to get that jump to the downhill part. But once you actually get to that slope, it's going to roll on its own. So
Mm-hmm.
what people don't understand is that that little momentum, that small win, very small win, you got to come from humble beginners. Got to
Mm.
come from humble beginners. That small win from the start is going to be the very momentum that's going to pull you into the stratosphere if you let it. So for anybody who's listening to this, understand that we ain't the most successful people in the world right now. Like we got
Facts.
a small time podcast that we do every single week, but there's a lot of things that goes on behind the scenes that hey
Mm.
we don't even really talk about the big things that we got going on behind the scenes. We talk
All
about
right.
it in small detail, but for the most part, most people don't even know. Um, but I can look at myself confidently and say that I have accomplished a lot even though I haven't accomplished as much as somebody like R.L. Stein or J.K. Rowling or George R.R. Martin, like I haven't accomplished
Mm.
anything close to what those people accomplished. But what I have done in my space right now so far is a lot. What Marcus has accomplished in his space right now is a lot. What Coco has accomplished in her space, what Alyssa has accomplished in her space, is a lot. So in this movement, nonetheless, even though we don't look at it as such, we're still moving forward. That's why the brand is to be better than you were yesterday. Because every single day, even though you feel like you're losing, you never give up. You always continue going. You always keep going, and you keep grinding that out until you come to a win that you and everybody else can be proud of. But
Oh,
regardless, everything else that you've done up until that point is still a win nonetheless. So I just wanted to go ahead and say that for. Where did I pull that from? I don't even know what
I
we were
don't know.
talking
You was
about.
gone for a good little minute,
I don't even know
but
what I'm. Yeah.
we were talking about accepting those little wins. Don't look at them as insignificant. And while you were saying all that, that brought me to a picture that always comes up on social media,
Yeah.
where it's the dude in a fancy car, and there's dude with like a old beat up car right
Yeah.
beside him, And he's like, man, I wish I had that car. He could be working a 9 to 5 steady, saving up to get that fancy car.
Yep.
And then beside him, it's a guy on a bike. He's like, man, that guy, he has a car, just a car. It might be beat up, but I wish I had that. He might be riding that bike to his job or whatever, right? And then it goes further to a dude in a wheelchair, wishing that he had that bike he could ride, right?
Right.
And it's crazy because in real life, around the small town, I was going somewhere, right? And I always keep seeing this one Pacific Tesla, and I'm like, yo, who drives that? Like, that's a very expensive car.
Yeah.
And guess what dude drives it? There's a dude in a wheelchair that drives that car, and that picture, like, that dude in the wheelchair can have that fancy car that you see at first. And I'm just like, yo, that's dope. Like that, all that you just said just kind of brought me to that. And I was like, yo.
What? That's crazy. That's insane, bro.
So it don't matter what your situation is. It's all about your work ethic. How are you willing to work and all that. You can have that fancy car. You can have that Tesla.
Yeah.
Even if you wheelchair bound, you can have that Tesla.
That's dope. That's so dope, man. I had to go back and retract one of my goals that I recently said I was going to do on a recent episode. But the publishing 2 books by January 30th, that ain't happening. Reason I say that ain't happening because I made that goal off of a lack of knowledge. So I'm definitely publishing a novel by the end of spring, provided I can pull together the money to get the ISBNs for that said novel to be published and the book cover done. But it's all a lack of funds at this point that's preventing me from doing it. But it's ready to be done. And real soon we'll be able to pull together the funds to do that. But based off of the things that I have learned about publishing, I had to rearrange the goal a little bit. Publishing 2 books on one day was even saying that was pretty stupid of me. But yeah.
I mean, you ain't know.
It's still happening. Even the order in which I publish these books has changed since we had that conversation last. But just in case there was somebody who was looking for that book on January 30th, he said he gonna have 2 books on January 30th. The day January 30th, where they at? Like it ain't. I had to rearrange it. It. But
as long as they getting posted, that's
as long as right. Exactly. And I got 73 left after that. After the 3 that I'm working on now, I got 73 left. So, and hopefully those some of those books will end up getting turned to TV shows or something like that, so I don't have to write them. Somebody else can do it.
I feel it.
You just take the story and just do whatever you want. I don't care. As long as you get the story right, I'm good with that. I'm good with it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Speaking of the books, shout out to Denzel. He's actually came up to me and he was like, "Hey man, the book is great." He's been reading faithfully.
Oh, word?
Yeah. He's probably farther than me in the book. I tried getting started. Got through the first couple of pages. Hey man, just keep it up. Whatever you're doing, just keep it up. Yeah, man. Like all right. The your fellow peers are reading your book, man. How does that make you feel?
I appreciate that.
How does that make you feel? You can be
proud,
a little selfish.
Man.
There you go.
Proud, man. Like I hate to sound arrogant about it, but that's what I wrote it for, so people could read it. And the fact that you guys support me enough to read it is big, because there have been people who have said that they'll read it. And obviously, just for anybody who's listening, they're not reading it just for the sake of reading it. They're reading it to give me feedback. They're beta readers who are reading it so they can poke holes in it. That's their job, to be like, all right, yo, this part don't make sense. You need to write that. You need to rewrite that before you publish it, because this needs to be fixed. That need to be fixed, or whatever the case is. But regardless, there's still friends who are reading it, and I appreciate y'all, because And I appreciate you saying that even on this podcast, because there are some people who I sent that book to who said they would read it, who had no intentions on reading it. Like just being straight up, like they was just like, yeah, I'll go ahead and give it a read. That sounds interesting. I understand what you need it for. Why exactly why you need me to read it. I get it. So yeah, just go ahead and send it to me. I'll go ahead and read that joint. And this is a book that I plan on selling. Like that's not even the perma-free joint. So like for them to say that, like, I put some kind of merit into those people who said they were going to read it, who they just straight up was just like they had no intention on doing it. And I'm not upset with that, but I'm just happy that there's somebody who's out here like you and Denzel, he supports us about everything that we do, man. Like
Yeah.
I love that about him, man. Like he's like a real advocate supporter, and that it just makes me proud, man. Like it really does. It gives you a warming feeling inside, like something that you're actually doing. Somebody's enjoying it. Somebody's enjoying it. Like that's all I've written. That's all I wrote for, man. Like from the beginning, like I just wanted somebody to enjoy these, man. Like take all the stuff that people complain about Marvel about, and people complain about Dragon Ball Z about, and Star Wars, and just like kind of mash it all up and put it into one big container.
And I think since you're being so the person you are, I think you already have a leg up with like some of these big time companies, because some of them, they're just it's like they make it knowing that people are gonna just buy it because of the hype of it.
Oh yeah, the game freak mentality.
Oh man, yes.
The Bethesda mentality.
I'm like,
got
man,
you.
Just give us what we want. Just like listen to the people.
You hear
and they
us
just
talking.
Like, nope.
You hear us talking. We saying it. We done posted about it. You have commented on it. Like, come on. Like, you know what we want. Stop playing with me. Stop playing with me.
I think that's beautiful. Like, just being able to already connect with people and give them what they want. That's not really been given to them. That's so it's gonna be great. It's gonna be great.
That's and that story that I wrote, like during the writing process, there were certain parts where I got to it where I was just like, are people gonna like this? Are people gonna take this? Are they gonna accept what this is? And there was even something that at the end of the book, I'm not about to spoil the end of the book, but there was something that even Alyssa was the first person to read the book, and she was looking at it like, no, you didn't. Like, just why did you do that? Like she was mad at me that it happened, but it was part. I feel like every part of the book is set up the way it is to move the story towards the second book, which is the fall of an empire. The first book, the book that we're talking about now, was called Legend of the Oracles and the Rise of Olympus. The Legend of the Oracles series is 4 books long. The next one is the Fall of the Empire, followed by the Wrath of the Sea Queen, and then then the Last Neophyte. And all of the story was, when I wrote it, I was like, yo, you got to be aware that this story might captivate some people, but there are things that you could possibly put into this that you may like, but other people might not like that. So you got to be aware that you had to be conscious of everybody else's feelings and how they're going to feel about it. And obviously not everybody is going to enjoy it. You can't please everybody. Even Jesus didn't please everybody. So, I had to be conscious of that. So I was always thinking about what will my potential audience enjoy about this story. So yeah, I had to get it out my own head though. So yeah.
Awesome. So going on with that goal, was there any time you wanted to just like quit? Like you kept hitting obstacles. You kept things just kept
Yeah.
going wrong. Did you ever want to quit?
Bro, you know it. You know the answer to that. You know the answer to that, bro. I've been writing this like this concept ain't new.
Oh, yeah, true.
It ain't new. Like I've been writing for how long? 10 years.
10 years.
10 years. So June of 2010 was when I first started writing Legends of the Oracles. It was called something different back then, but it was all the same story. The main character has changed so many times that I had to switch up the main character. Like I had to come to the conclusion that I ain't know who this main character was, so I had to put her in the background, bro. She's still in the story, but she ain't the main character no more. But but that just goes to show, like, I'd have written this so many times that over the course of 10 years, man, I wrote it, then I was like, that ain't gonna work. I don't like that. Nah, this ain't for me, and I stopped. Many times before. Many times. So yeah, there's definitely been times where I thought about quitting, man. Even during writing that one, man, like I was just like, this is so agonizing, bro. Like it's 100,000 words, bro. Like I'm just going ahead and put that out there. Most people can't even put 2,000 words on an essay for school.
Oh no.
And be good with that. Like me, 2,000 words. If I could write a book for 2,000 words, bro, I would be happy about that. But there's stories in my head that I got to get out. And yes, there's been plenty of times where I'm just like, is it worth it? Is it really worth it? But then I started thinking about Stan Lee. What would the world be like if Stan Lee said, I don't feel like doing that?
Oh.
Where would we literally be right now if Stan Lee didn't do that? If Stan Lee said, Marvel, it ain't gonna work. I'm gonna just go ahead and give up. I promise you right now, how many gigs do you think Robert Downey Jr. had in the year 20? I ain't gonna say 2020 because 2020 was a shit year for everybody. Everybody had to stay in the house. But Robert Downey Jr. We can even say Chris Evans, Anthony Mackie. All of these guys, how many gigs do you think they had in the year 2019?
Facts.
Chadwick Boseman, all of those guys, all the gigs that they had outside of just doing movies.
Ooh, probably not a lot.
No. Because all right, so when you think about it, all right, I moved my mouse and all of the controls came up on your screen. So when you think about it, outside of movies. In the year 2019, maybe not 2020, but in 2019, all of the things that they have done, they Make-A-Wish. You know what the Make-A-Wish Foundation is, right?
Yeah.
Where the kids they ask to see certain people or whatnot, and I don't know how many, but I'm pretty sure they've done a lot. Like you're talking sick kids. They said Iron Man is my favorite superhero.
Oh.
Yeah. Captain America is my favorite superhero. I want to meet Captain Marvel. I want to meet the Falcon. All these people. I want to meet Black Widow. You talking these people? These are literal. There are people right now who credit Captain America for beating cancer, bro. There are people who look at superheroes like Iron Man and say that I'm invincible like Iron Man, and because I feel invincible, I am going to be invincible. And now I'm in the process of writing this story where there's a female main character. There's a female protagonist that is trying to be the best that she can be in a situation that's almost literally impossible, that was put on her by gods. So what does that tell you? Female empowerment is something that's big in this story. So and people don't usually know, people don't tend to know this because I don't usually talk about it, and I'm not a huge in your face advocate for it, but I'm a feminist. I am. And I believe in that whole break the glass ceiling, to put women forward. Women can be strong as men. I tell Alyssa all the time, you were not made to be behind me. You were made to be beside me, or you were made for me to push you forward. And that's just how I see women as a whole, and that's the premise of the Legend of the Oracles. And for the most part, most of my main characters are women. I'm just going ahead to be honest with you. If for all the men out there who have a problem with that, I'm sorry, but that's the way my brain works. I see the character. I feel like the women superheroes are better than the dudes. Like it's just it is what it is. Like Captain Marvel, when she came through, I was just like, yo, they could have did better with that. But because society, the way our society is, and how dark our society is, they pushed her in the background without nobody really paying attention to it. Yeah. So the main question, I don't know where did I come from with that? I'm losing myself.
Did you ever want to quit?
How did I get there? Marcus, you gotta stop letting me rant like that, man.
Bruh, it goes with...
We don't need content that bad that you can just let me rant about stuff like that, man. Come on.
It goes with the thing. But yeah, it all goes hand in hand. Like you not giving up and telling the story of how you got to where you with all your stories. To men and women everywhere, like it's gonna be hard starting whatever you're trying to do in life. Don't quit. I mean, you might take a break from it, let your mind, like we said before, debacle everything and just like work out the kinks. Taking that rest from it, maybe just what you need to, break that glass ceiling.
Yeah.
It's just like shooting an arrow. Sometimes you gotta pull back for it to launch forward.
Green arrows up. I love it.
So yeah, where I wanted to go with that is a lot of people when the new year starts, they'll have all these plans, all these ideas, all these resolutions or whatever.
Ooh.
And then once they hit like some bumpy roads, some rocks, some loose gravel,
Ooh.
they want to stop. They want to stop and turn around. Right now, we are telling y'all, don't give up. Keep beating that horse until it moves. Like y'all had the potential to do any and everything. Us coming from this small podcast, we already got big plans. Some of them may be like not really outrageous, but seem kind of huge right now to us. But getting those small victories is gonna lead up to the big goal. And yeah, man, just don't give up, man.
Absolutely, man. I want to switch gears and move the focus off of me and my books right now, man. Let's talk about your goals, man. What you got planned for 2020 by 2022? By this day in 2022, what do you plan to have accomplished, bro? I gotta hear that. Some
apps, some games on the phone. I already got like, how many is this? One. Got a whole book. Not a whole book, but I got about like 5 ideas already for like games and how I want them to go. I ain't gonna get into them right now, but yeah, just video games. I already started working on a couple of stuff. I want to get into animation. Been working with this application called Blender. So, sir, talking about, turning your stuff into some shows or, animated series,
okay.
might be able to work on that.
Are we moving into animated series too?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh man. You just okay. All right.
Can't have superheroes without animation, man.
Oh, yeah, absolutely, man. I kind of had this big goal. Like I was like, all right, so Marcus, don't know it yet. But once he get to the top of this, figure out how to use Unreal Engine and all that other stuff like that. Whatever thing you use, I don't care what you use to do it. He gonna make a fighting game with all the characters from this series. He gonna make a fighting game. I got to
Don't
see
tempt
it. I
me.
was like, you
Don't
got to
tempt me now.
do a fighting game, bro. We got to beat out Mortal Kombat, dog.
Come on.
I played Naruto. What is that? The
Ninja Strikers. Striker or Ninja
Ninja
Storm?
Storm. Ninja Storm.
Ninja Storm.
And I
Okay.
was like, yo, this game sucks, man. Like it's like the fighting style is so clunky. I'm like, yo, we can do so much better than this. Like, yo, I was like, you know what? Marcus gonna make that joint. He gonna make that joint. I'm like, yo, I can see it now. Was it you figured out a name? We solid on the name yet?
Still going with Morton's Castle.
Morton's Castle. All right, dope.
Morton's Castle Productions.
Morton's Castle. I love it. I love it. I gotta get Morton's Castle in the picture to make the junk. That way that everybody eat off that one. Like everybody eat.
Yes, sir.
Everybody eat. I love that idea.
I'm ready for it.
I mean, I will hope that you down for that idea as well. But you know,
oh yeah,
you know, I can't volunteer your services. You know, it's a working relationship. I got that. I got that. I'll make sure you eat though.
It's pretty interesting you mentioned a fighting game because me and Denzel was talking about that not too long ago. Because he's been working with pixel art a while back also, but he stopped. He was working with he tried to make like he already made the sprites. He tried to make a fighting game with like pixelized characters and stuff like that.
Bro, even if y'all do a pixelized joint, that will still be starting somewhere.
Yeah.
Because somebody will be like, yo, who the fuck are these characters?
Gotta build them up.
And
somewhere.
we can build each other's platforms by that alone, man. And you know Denzel, he already has some kind of knowledge on it because he make his own 3D models for 3D printing and stuff. So he already got some kind of knowledge on it. Yep. Me on the other hand, I don't have anything to offer in that scenario but a license for the content. But you know,
you got the ideas, man. The ideas in the story, man.
I mean, yeah. We do got stories. We got stories on deck, obviously. Yeah. Plenty of stories on deck. Even the one that, and I apologize because the story that you helped me outline has been pushed back a little bit, considering that there were more stories that went in front of that, so it kind of got pushed back in the timeline a little bit.
That's fine. That's fine.
It's gonna be a minute before I get to that one. Probably, I would say. Damn, bro, I don't even know. Don't give me lying right now. What else you got coming up, man?
Other than that, I just kind of want to help with you guys with the real estate stuff. Other than that,
not only help, but you gotta get your first property too.
Oh yeah. I'm working on that. That. Gonna see if my folks, sit down and talk with them, see if they want to sell their old home to me. So we'll see how that goes.
That rent stuff, man. I'm so hurt, man. Because 2021 about to throw me into a situation where it becomes reality that I sunk thousands of dollars into a place that I can't own at the end of it. And you sit back and do the math on it. You sit back and do the math on it, bro. It's like I'll be paying $18,000 by the time I get out of this apartment.
Oh,
I ain't got nothing to show for it. That could have been $18,000 that I could have already put down on a house. Got some equity in the property, all that, man. Like I could have been at 30 plus at right now. Like it's so sickening, man. But you learn from your mistakes, man. Thanks. And like you said, the small wins. That first joint is the small piece of momentum. That first joint. So yeah, April, we'll be in there. Wherever there is. Wherever there is.
It's gonna be great.
Yeah. Marcus, y'all already heard Marcus say, man. Don't spend this year thinking about resolutions, man. Cause I ain't hear nobody in October talking about their resolutions for 2020. I ain't hear nobody in October talking about resolutions for 2020. In fact, it's funny because, percentage say that 30% of the people who make resolutions are going to complete their resolutions by the end of the year of whatever year that they're making that resolution for. 90% of people, 90% of those people are, well, I don't really know the exact math. Y'all can look that up on Google, but Google got all the answers right now. But I think it says something about 90% of the people who make resolutions are going to quit those resolutions, just like straight up. I talked about in the last episode that if you're going to create a goal, you better create a goal that makes sense, and you better put a number on it, and make sure that you get people to hold you accountable for those things. If Marcus and Coco don't hold me accountable to publishing that book by the end of 2020, by the end of 2021, then I'm gonna be looking at our friendship like, yo, what did I do wrong? What did I do wrong? Like, for real, like, yo, why right. Like, if they ain't on me, like, yo, you said this date. That's the reason why I put that information out there about January 30th, because it ain't gonna happen. I get it, it's not gonna happen. But by the end of spring, I plan on having the book published, or in pre-order, at least in pre-order, so I can market that joint. But you want to make sure you get the people around you that are going to absolutely hold you accountable to your goals. The person that you sleep in your bed with should hold you accountable to your goals. The person that you talk to every day should hold you accountable to your goals. If the people don't hold you accountable to your goals, then they need to be the people that you keep at arm's length. They don't need to be the people that's close to you. Everybody around you should be your accountability partner. That is the only way that you are going to grow. Your resolutions, those ain't resolutions. You make goals for this year. Make those goals and stick to those goals and stick to a plan. Make a plan and make it happen. Don't make no excuses. Make the plan first. Absolutely. Don't make the plan first. I said that wrong. Make the goal first. Make the goal first, because if you start trying to make the plan first, you're gonna talk yourself out of it. Don't do that to yourself.
You're gonna get overwhelmed.
You're gonna talk yourself right on out of it. Make the goal first, then follow up with the plan. Once you absolutely make it a point to do that, and that alone is when you start making the plan. So don't play around with it. Just go ahead and make it happen, man. Go ahead and make it happen. We are perfect examples of that.
Whew. Yes, we are. Yes, we are. Well, alrighty. We're gonna cap it.
Yeah.
But cap on. All right. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for listening to our many accomplishments, our success stories, our roadmap to how y'all should, accomplish these goals, follow your dreams. Just thank you for listening. Also, shout out to Denzel. Shout out to everybody else that listens. Just thank y'all. Happy New Year's also.
Thank y'all. We wouldn't. The reason we do this podcast, man, is because there's somebody out here listening. There's somebody out here who needs that message, man. There's somebody who needs that motivation, that inspiration, to see regular guys like us strive to do better. And we do this because we want to show you guys that it is possible and it can be done. So, yeah, thank you guys for joining us, and thank you guys for rocking with us this whole way through. Everybody who's in all of those other countries, like everybody who is overseas across this country, man, like thank you for joining with us. I know it ain't a lot of y'all right now, but we still appreciate every single one of you guys, even the people that are close to us and in our circle that still rock with the podcast, man. We appreciate every single one of y'all. We love every single one of y'all, man. Thank you.
Thank you. So, enjoy your black eyed peas, your stewed tomatoes, and your chitlins.
All right, y'all.
Why is that a comment?
See you next year.